Are you considering Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter for ads? If you are considering, you are probably among a billion people who are considering ads in those communities. Let me read a very good bit of information here. It is from the New York Times, their electronic edition. It's from February 29th, which was just a day or two ago. Actually, yesterday. Tanzina Vega is the author of the story in the New York Times, and her headline is "Substantial Growth in Ads is on the Way to Facebook." Facebook's hundreds of millions of users could soon be faced with a lot more advertising. I'm quoting from Tanzina now. In their newsfeed, on their mobile devices, and even when they log off. On Wednesday, the company announced a new suite of advertising products intended to insert more ads into Facebook's traditionally clean interface and to take more advantage of mobile ads, where the company has struggled. The announcement was made at its first marketing conference held at the American Museum of Natural History in Manhattan. Why was it not done in California? By the way, speaking of California, because Facebook is doing all of the things that they're doing right now, the state of California is projected to get $2.5 billion new dollars of revenue for the state. So go Facebook! But they did their announcement in Manhattan. For users, the announcement could mean many more ads on Facebook. For advertisers, the effort offers a chance to reach more users in more places. Keywords: more users, more places, and all the challenges that it goes with finding more users in more places. Let me read my short answer here, because I didn't read it. My short answer to the question was, if you are currently engaged with Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, you must consider all advertising options. If you are not involved with the communities, is anybody not involved, engaged in Facebook? Your entry into advertising will be much more challenging. And don't forget about Google AdWords. Plug for Google AdWords there, because Google AdWords work. We're actually getting ready. I spoke with Google yesterday, and Amber from Google AdWords, and told her that we are preparing for our first Google AdWords test. So that for us is going to be our advertising. I have a presence in Facebook, small business information. If you go to Facebook and Google, or search, not Google, not in Facebook, Google. If you Facebook search small business information, you'll be taken to my Facebook page. I also have a personal profile at Facebook, which I pay no attention to. As a matter of fact, if the Zuck would let me delete that profile, I certainly would. Some folks have done some things on my Facebook personal page, but we're more concerned with what happens at our small business information. And there is no search tool inside of Facebook for small business information. And we're very sensitive to that. So if you're following me in Facebook, if that's your choice of how you want to follow Small Biz David, and you're looking for small business information, we take you from Facebook right to davidsbarter.com, where you will get as much small business information as you can handle. That's how we use Facebook. LinkedIn, I should say too, and this is important to answer the question, should you buy an ad? If the environment has worked for you and returns for you the proper investment, if it's worked in as a free environment for you, and you can show how it's working, you can create a return on investment response and at that point it's not money that you've spent, it's time that you've spent. So the amount of time that you've put into Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter for your business, has it returned a proper amount of activity? If you can't answer that question, then you should not invest in advertising in those communities. Not that it's not necessarily a good thing, because a lot of folks are going to do very well with their Facebook ads, with their LinkedIn ads, with their Twitter ads. Twitter is going to be more designed for mobile, and we all know how important it is to be able to get an ad on your mobile device. My mobile device is as simple as it can possibly be. I don't want all of that on my mobile device. That's a choice for me. That's a lifestyle choice for me. All the information I possibly could want and need and have access to is found on that computer, or on that computer. So what I'm saying is, if it's working for you, if you were able to generate a return on investment for your time, you certainly must buy an ad in those communities and test it. You don't need to make a major investment. Make a minor investment, enough of an investment to test well if it's going to work for you. I had a discussion with Amber yesterday, and she said, David, let's get started with I'll give you $100 free AdWords. I said, I appreciate that offer, Amber, but $100, even being free, is not going to be a good test for me. As a matter of fact, it's going to be a no test for me when I invest in AdWords. And I told her yesterday I'm going to invest in AdWords. All the pieces have to tie together for me. I'm not ready yet, but I will. And I told Amber I'll be ready soon. Certainly within 30 days, I'll be ready to test AdWords and see how they work for me. I know they work well for other people. I've never had a reason to use AdWords. I now have a reason to use AdWords. My objective is to have, not my objective, we will have 1 million page views inside of our community in the next 100 days. I'm going to need all the help I can get to make that happen. So we are looking, we know how to look at Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Google. Those are the main 5 that we study and look at and understand how it can increase the page views in our community. And that's how we measure our return on investment. So if it's working for you, pursue it. If it's not working for you, really have an understanding. If you invest $100 in a Facebook ad campaign or a Twitter ad campaign or a LinkedIn ad campaign, it should generate, depending upon what it is you're trying to do with what you're trying to accomplish, at least 5 times that amount of cash flow. At least 5 times. If it doesn't, well, that's my formula. That's my formula for measuring a good marketing / advertising investment. If it generates 5 times cash flow, 5 times the amount of cash flow as it cost me to make that investment. Should you consider ads? Yes. If you can measure that investment. If you can't measure it, forget about it. Don't do it. Not only can you measure that investment, will it generate for you whatever the multiple is that you're trying to achieve. My multiple, I can make my model work, the community model work for 5 times cash flow. It's a good investment. That's how I look at it. You should be able to have that understanding for yourself.